secrecy. Essentially, the practice of concealing information. In the digital world, it seems to be a relic of the past. Every move, every message, every purchase is tracked, logged, and analyzed. Whether it's GPS location, your shopping habits, or your social connections, the layer of your lives are laid bare for anyone with the right tools. With the passing of the Patriot Act and other laws, governments around the world now have unprecedented access to your personal information. It's legal, and often you've already agreed to it whether you know it or not. Welcome to the surveillance state. Yeah, that whole Fourth Amendment thing, you preventing the government from illegal search and seizures, right? Yeah, sorry, George. Internationally, intelligence gathering is key to America's national security strategy. The CIA, NSA, Homeland Security use the information gathered to coordinate missions, identify potential threats, and prevent acts of terrorism or espionage against the United States. See, this is a good thing, right? But secrecy isn't just for the government criminals. There are many reasons you might want to be covert. Throwing a surprise birthday party, part of a hostile corporate takeover. You wouldn't do that, right? No, okay. Or maybe avoiding persecution from a tyrannical regime. Look, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you do. Okay, I'm just a messenger. Don't kill the messenger. Government, don't fucking kill me. All right? Cool. Let's move on. With all that being said, how does an individual or organization remain secret in today's age? How do you get some privacy without the prying eye? All right, let's go over the art of secrecy and how an individual may avoid detection under even the most sophisticated surveillance. Because this stuff isn't just for the big guys. Give me some privacy, all right? Working in my cave, underground with some rodent droppings and dead carcass. Why the fuck would you want to find me anyways? Enough BSing, let's get into it. Number one, limit exposure. Benjamin Franklin once said, if 3 people can keep a secret, if 2 are dead. Little morbid, yeah, right, but I think it gets the point across. The less people that you can expose your secrets to, right, your classified information, the more that you can avoid that information getting out, right? You ever been to the barber shop? People like to gossip. Right? Did I tell you about this? And I can't believe what my mom did, and my wife, and she's doing this thing, and then you're like, yeah, you won't believe what I heard from the barber, right? He's saying that, his mom was doing this thing, and now she's doing that. Next thing you know, your wife's going to the book club, and she's like, you fucking won't believe this shit, right? You understand? Okay. We see this used in the military, for example. The military and government agencies, they kind of work on a need-to-know basis, right? An individual is given only the information that they need to perform their job. That individual doesn't need to necessarily be concerned with the bigger picture of things, right? Maybe, the government's got some secret things they're doing. They've got a plan that they don't want you knowing about. They don't want most people knowing about, so they're gonna fragment it into pieces, right? Keep out those noisy bastards. It's like a woven web of secrets, like the blockchain of secrets. Although you can't torture the blockchain into revealing its secrets, well, I don't know. Maybe you can, maybe you can't. I don't know. To be determined. All right, provide consequences for information leaks, right? In the legal world, this is done through non-disclosures, right? You want to disclose potentially sensitive information to someone. Maybe it's information that is a competitive advantage for your company. It's some intellectual property you're working on, and you're going to hire on a consultant, a client. You just hired on an employee to work on this team that's working on this project. Hey, bud, sign this, all right? Shut your mouth. If you open your mouth, I'm taking you to court, and I'm suing you for everything you got. In the legal world, this is done with, blackmail, all right? We kind of saw this with Jeffrey Epstein's case. Yes, his sex trafficking ring was to satisfy his deranged fantasies, but it was also, I believe, I think many people believe, that it was a way to coerce people that participated in it. All these people that we have yet to see the list from that flew out to his island or wherever it may be and participated. Jeffrey Epstein now has a lot of leverage because the act that you just committed, fucking disgusting, is so horrific that you wouldn't dare discuss what happened, right? And that can keep a lot of people in on the secret. Kind of just saw this with Diddy too, right? The whole thing was kind of built on blackmail and secrecy and, oh, you did this, we know what you did, we've got the footage, right? We'll release this. No, okay, shut up. Number 3, avoid communication. I said this earlier, just about anything transmitted over cell towers or internet lines can be intercepted. Just go ask Osama bin Laden. Oh wait, he's dead. But during the during the search for Osama bin Laden, at one point he utilized a cell phone which was intercepted by high-tech spy technology, right? And they were able to triangulate his location, and I think, if I remember right, they bombed that location. Lots of bombs went down on that location, and they're like, did we get him? And they're like, no, we didn't get him. He's still alive. Osama was like, yo, I got on the phone and got off the phone. After that, I got bombed. The government's got their satellites up there. They're listening to me. All right, get rid of the phones. And from there on out, he's like, all right, no communication on digital lines, radio lines whatsoever. And this actually led to a blackout for many years. It made it very difficult to track down Osama bin Laden. Eventually they did, but kind of getting off the phone and limiting that digital communication, it made it hard. All right, cultivate respect. If you are working with people and you're trying to keep a secret, it's best to make friends, more friends than enemies, right? Avoid burning bridges, avoid infringing on people's pride. Doing so may soil that individual's loyalty and make them cooperate with the exact individuals that you don't want them cooperating with, right? So show them respect. It's not that difficult. I'd probably say that for just about anything, right? Show some people respect. Got some assholes out there. Be one of the few nice ones. Make sure individuals understand the importance of your mission and why secrecy is crucial to the individuals involved, right? You give them the mission statement, give them some conviction behind the mission and why they need to keep their mouth shut to not soil a plan. Next one is employ ideological methods. This tactic is commonly used in the Middle East, right? Some of these Islamic extremists, terrorists are said to be they are doing the acts of God. When they go in and bomb cars, embassies, gosh, the god-awful attack on the Twin Towers. These actions are said to be justified and rewarded in heaven. They employ a deep ideological system that is, in some cases, propagated from an early. They are able to use these ideological methods that they've put together to manipulate people into their plans. Conceal your intentions. Work to achieve desired results without detailing your true plan. It's like chess. You got to think several moves out. One action can have many intended outcomes. Strategize in a way that hides what you're really trying to do. Maybe you get someone to do something that is the exact thing that you wanted them to do, but that individual thinks that you did that because of this outcome. Really, you're thinking downstream about this outcome several layers out. Test loyalty. To ensure secrecy in your operations, it is crucial to verify the loyalty of those individuals involved. This is great to vet out your most loyalist members and your newest members. This can be done through sharing false information, releasing a harmless piece of false information with a specific individual, see if that information leaks, right? If that information leaks, well, I only shared it to this guy, and therefore this guy must be immoral. This can also be done through controlled scenarios, testing an individual's commitment to secrecy under pressure. How do they act when shit's hitting the fan and they're pinned down, right? This is some of the training that the CIA goes through. They're given training to be able to handle themselves under extreme pressure, maybe even physical force, and still remain loyal. Also monitor behavior. Pay attention to how individuals handle sensitive information, their day-to-day operations. What does their day-to-day operations look like when dealing with secret information? Are they following best practices? Are they following policy? Are they being diligent about trying to keep this information secret? Or do they have their passwords on their desk, where an individual could be like, what is Joe Schmo's password? Oh, it's John Doe 325. Got it. I'm in. Plausible deniability. This is the strategy used to maintain secrecy by creating a situation where individuals can credibly deny knowledge or involvement in certain activities. This is often used in covert operations and sensitive business dealings. Use intermediaries. This is something that they started doing in the Middle East. I know during the Afghanistan war, when America came in and overthrew the current... light just went out. Great. When America came in and overthrew the current regime, Afghanistan under Saddam, came in, brought out our own people, and some of the people that we brought in to do security detail and keep the peace were mercenaries, military contractors. That kind of gave a gap of responsibility, really, is what it did. Was so, okay, well, look what they're doing look at what United States soldiers are doing over there. That's not United States soldiers, that's contractors. Yeah, maybe we should get with them, have a talk with them. All right, you might be asking, Joe, why did you make this video? Are you trying to train an underground group of rebels to go on and take on the next America Revolution? Maybe. No, I'm really not. I thought this would just be a fun video. I love going and watching like CIA videos, military videos, learning about covert operations, how these James Bond type people go in and do these crazy secret operations in dangerous territories. And I thought it'd be kind of a cool video to pull together some of the methods that these guys use and piece it together. I think one of the influences put together this video was, for example, I've always liked the laws of power, the art seduction. That author really is kind of cut and dry when he writes his book. When he goes through and writes the laws of power, it's not a book designed for just a good, faithful guy. It's a book designed for the good, faithful guys who want to move up the power structure and become very powerful individuals morally, but it also includes stuff that is potentially, not potentially, most definitely very unethical. And so I think it's kind of cool to kind of just uncut piece things together like that. So if you like the video, make sure to like, subscribe. I think the next video that we're going to do is going to be on interrogation tactics. I'd like to go through and comb through a bunch of interrogation videos and learn to disseminate the common tactics and techniques that are used. I think that's another very interesting area that a lot of people would love to see a good breakdown. So make sure to be on the lookout for that one. In the meantime, thanks for watching.